Hello friends, welcome to my Princess Diana channel. Before moving on to the video, if you are not subscribed to my channel, do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, so let's move on to the video. The grifter duo made their usual appearance at a Netflix pointless and boring event, both claiming they're self-proclaimed humanitarians. Meghan acted weird, and Harry added more fuel to the fire as he was accused of leveraging his power to twist the sordid crimey tales on previous violent happenings. Harry and Meg seem more determined than ever to claim their identity. They were somehow driven into it by finances, especially when you look at it from a perspective of commemorating the 10-year anniversary of the Invictus Games in which they achieved critical, technical advancements. Most of it up in flames with so much backlash and fails. Meghan appeared in charity organization and high-level conferences that safeguarded and advocated for vulnerable communities with no significant outcomes. After a string of lawsuits and snoop hounding, the couple attempted to rebrand into the waking of being do-gooders. It did not take off. Even their recent Showbiz in Africa event was spat over, with some claiming that it lacked seriousness and a real sense of living. To make the matters worse, recent complaints and recent stories concerning the violent act by the rangers at Africa Park have again surfaced, and Harry. Ignoring a great deal of the happenings, the duo then showed up in their glitziest clothes, an outfit that desperately needed to be noticed, and certainly they succeeded in their endeavor as the recent show over the weekend was boiling over with reactions. Many referenced the tagging Polo horse incident, which distorted his image, and reports that claimed the pregnant mare quickly suffered a heart attack after a match have angered many. If all this is true, then the event in Miami has only blackened his reputation even more. Even the most experienced judge sometimes wonders about Harry's capacity for interaction with the animals when he sees him on horseback, spurring the animals he is on. All this, after many years when he was the most popular senior royal, presumably under the influence of Meghan, who made him believe that she was a gift from God, that is, a gift from her deceased mother Diana. This is quite a wake-up call for Harry Larder. After all, they have enough things to remember, for example, except for his mother's perfumes, which he loved, or the Miami polo event, where they mostly disappointed people and needlessly attract attention to themselves and his wife. Cuban and Polo, the two words that describe Harry's presence at the Netflix event, the former king his tester's presence in Cuba, and many other things do not fit together. The very idea of these two words coinciding, leads to sponsors losing interest in the sport. Truly, genuine hard to hold in polo if Harry continues. The CEO went on, adding that accusing him of anything, and giving the title to potential animal abuser representing the sport is a big blow to Polo's future. I could forgive him almost everything, but I could never forgive him for what he did to that mare and foal, tremendous shame. I have seen very bad pictures from some of these polo matches, often from match incidents. Animal welfare has only been a major issue in recent years, with animal rights activists protesting at various venues despite the tradition and games being of top prestige. The only non-problematic thing about polo, at least in terms of the allegations of pony cruelty, is that they changed the ponies midway through games. No horse can be with one team for the whole game, 2 ponies are required at least, per player. However, there have been many stories about Harry being a bully much before. He allegedly once broke another child's arm in a violent attack. This was enough to make some children's parents ban him from birthday events they attended. Even at school, he was known for targeting individual members of his peer groups and making fun of them, urging his acquaintances to join him and have a good time in contempt. This attitude was adopted not only toward his colleagues but also the individuals in his circle, such as a disabled school employee and his security guards. However, he was not admonished for his aggressive and impolite conduct. If anything, it was overlooked, or perhaps subtly encouraged, rather than corrected. This blame-shifting and lack of ownership has plagued him his whole life, down to his own admission in his autobiography. He claimed that he wanted to completely cut the cord with his family in his mid-20s at one time, thanks to his wife. That would have been easy for him to do, to set someone else up, when actually the finger of blame for whatever goes down is going to go against his wife. Therefore, the Sussexes have a statement at this polo event. In other words, did the show's statement say, "We, the American royal family"? But how, really, could there not be enough polo fans at some sort of pseudo-royal event? I mean, how many pseudo-royal events are there in a lifetime, and could there be enough to not make a big fterwiddle about? And how could it not be tedious and awful? For 5 whole minutes, we, the royals, can give you everything. Do we really have to watch the game, or do we just get to enjoy the fanfare? Is Netflix going to play up the cruelty of Harry, who played Polo while the pregnant horse was told not to be stressed, had a heart attack, and died from stress? I don't think so. They're going to turn the polo matches into all about them with the Netflix cameras. For exactly 4 reasons, the polo players and their wives will get bored of it, just as all the Capital Invictus veterans are getting bored of those games as well. They just never knew this and never figured out why it doesn't work for them all. It's 100% guaranteed. Every appearance of the Sussex couple in public is nothing but trouble. Harry walks right next to Meghan, who wears the new upper teeth and the new nose and face. It's all so odd, and all I can remember is Meghan's true age. Doria accidentally confessed on her 67th in 2023 that she had her baby at 21. So Meghan will be 46 this August. Look at her face, she's aged so fast. This isn't only natural, as she's supposed to be on Ozempic, which ages the skin on the face. Also, she's been processing, stripping, straightening, and styling her hair to death, and now I'm pretty sure her head is like one big bald patch. It is easy to say we could use the fancy word alopecia, but it is what it is. But what is absolutely certain about it is the photos of her supposedly reading to children at the hospital were not recent. The hospital photos they said are from a few days ago are actually years old. Her face, hair, and body look nothing like her in the photos. That woman obviously thinks we cannot see the obvious. She was older when she had the mask on years ago. The real age of Meghan, the thick bronzer, and all the fancy fake cheek implants, horse veneers, ski slope nose, and overstretched facelift that was getting worse every time you saw her. She always has to work harder to look different every time you see her. The face is brown, the neck and ears are white. Meghan doesn't love herself, she is faking to be useful to her narrative. Lying and being a victim is how Meghan gets paid. They do not like to work, they squander, and someone else always pays their bills and picks up the tab. There is a new fake brand, but Meghan doesn't seem to worry about that. They are desperate, and they are everywhere. It is impossible to miss how they both pretend to be working as royals, yet they couldn't wait to stop when they were actually working. So, when they come to the US, they pretend to be active. They want to get paid, to have status, and tell everyone what to do. The US haven't really given them the stage they expected. They have nothing to say, that is apparent from the ridiculous pursuits of the couple. Even Meghan hasn't been able to feign those fake, loving glances back. Harry, noticeably absent for years, disturbing signals to me. Of course, it is impossible to know, but maybe Harry has thought about leaving, too, and Meghan quickly went back to pretending to be in love to keep him. Now look at all the images of William in a polo field. Notice how Catherine is playfully engaging with one or more of their children, or just sitting on the grass, one of them on her lap. They obviously include their children, which contrasts the two families greatly. Prince and Princess of Wales don't need to show their love to each other or that of their children in the open, it always shows on their faces and body language. Even when they sit in their chairs chatting to the children at public events, you can see how much they love each other. Meghan parades Askew in the center of the screen, never compromising for anyone. Being charitable, perhaps it's part of her art to ensure she isn't cropped out. Netflix maybe, because they have invested in the couple, or they are desperate to get something that can fill a few minutes of airtime, kindly turns to the collar and polo. This is not a real pastime of the couple, and almost every one of their other hobbies looks contrived and staged. In a strange scenario during the trophy presentation, Meghan was using another little girl's hand to walk, leaving her children behind. Therefore, it is unclear where their children, Archie and Lilibet, are during such occasions. It's strange and potentially awkward for these kids not to be included in such a public family moment, which is meant to be all about creating and sharing memories. I can only assume that Meghan wants everything to revolve around her, meaning that the children's presence in such significant life events would take the spotlight away from her. Lastly, the Sussexes look desperate by attending this polo event to earn points that would save their Netflix deal and public image, but it led to additional criticism. While some of their actions are commendable, they're often perceived to be phony and result in trouble at any occasion. To sum up, this is the end of the discourse which has been critical of their ability to please or keep the public happy. That's it for our video, my friends. I hope you have liked it. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments, and like the video. If you haven't done so yet, if you want to be first to be informed about my content, please subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on notifications. Thank you for spending this time with me. Take care of yourself and stay healthy. I'll see you in the next one.